Sheriff's Office Advisory Review Board Annual Report and presentation of that by the advisory board members. Judge Jewell. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the Commission, it's indeed an honor to be back before you again in aid of presentation of the annual report for the SOARB, the Sheriff's Office Advisory and Review Board. I want to start by thanking you for the opportunity both to serve on this board and to present this report, and asked if I might, that those SOARB members who are present join me at the podium. I would like the Vice Chair, Debbie Strongen, to come up. In addition, member Dr. Diane Layden accompanies us tonight as well. I think she's going to defer coming up.
She's comfortable.
She's comfy.
And I congratulate you, Chair Baca. I know you have what it takes to be a leader intergenerationally, having been a student of your dad's at Hayes, now middle school, was junior high back in the day.
Wow.
We won't go that far back tonight. Indeed, I think we've turned somewhat of a corner with your help. And in addition to thanking you all, I want to thank and recognize our sheriff. I think I saw Sheriff Allen in the room.
Sheriff Allen.
And his able senior staff. I see Under Sheriff Jarinho over there, and I think I saw some others that I recognized as well. So we want to thank them as well. We've enjoyed a good first year with them. There is a spirit of cooperation afoot, and we're indeed appreciative. Vice Chair Strongen is largely responsible for the report that you have. My entreat to her was, let's abbreviate this. I don't think they want to see 40 pages, and she got it down to 20 for you all. So I'm extremely grateful to her for her leadership in pulling this report together. I do want to mention the other board members, in addition to Dr. Layden and Vice Chair Strong and Debbie Dodge, Elena Giacchi, Joseph A. Lopez, W. James Stewart. Mr. Stewart, of course, is a sheriff's deputy out of the state of Texas, and he's been very helpful to us. So thank you for your appointment there, Commissioner Benson. In addition to Michael Wismer, who's East Mountain resident and brings that body of information to us in our meetings. We meet monthly as well, and I want to thank the staff. I know that Danette Marie Maestas is here tonight. Out of county attorney's staff, we have Daniel Roberson. Thank you, Mr. Martinez, for his involvement. In addition to Aditya staff, we have a 7 Vasquez. So we have very capable and helpful staff that has been provided to us. So we thank you all for the opportunity to be on this board. We thank you for the resources that you've provided to it. In this brief report, we've made some recommendations to the sheriff. We've made 2 recommendations with subparts and 3 to you all. And indeed, this year, we even made some recommendations to the public. I think the spirit of the recommendations, if I might, is to keep doing what we're doing. The sheriff, I think, has gone a long way in improving transparency. And one of the items I'll mention is in improving the crime statistics and the way they're kept and their availability to the public. And so we want to encourage continued improvement there. We want to encourage you all to fund continued improvement there. So those are some of the recommendations that we've made. I want to yield to our vice chair for any comments that she might want to make in aid of this report.
Well, I concur in everything Chair Jewell has said, and I think, I guess one of the things that's in this report, which was a section prepared primarily by Dr. Layden and also board member Debbie Dodge, concerning the behavioral health unit, which is a really innovative division that Sheriff Allen has created. And he's assisted very ably by Diane Dosal. And all of this is mentioned in the report, but I think that we all agreed that the sheriff is to be commended for creating this unit and taking on a responsibility that isn't traditionally the responsibility of law enforcement, to interface with communities in need in terms of mental health facilities. But yeah, we would encourage funding of that effort as well to the extent that it's needed. And I don't, do you want to talk about that we need a new member?
One of the recommendations, Madam Chair and members of the commission, is that you appoint a 9th member. We're again down a member, and so we need one.
Down another.
And we may be down another. Okay. And so we want to make sure that you all continue to review your appointments and keep us fully staffed as a board. We appreciate those ears and voices that you all have appointed. They do good work. We're very proud of the effort that we've made. I would like to see more of the public approach us. I think, though, that we are available to them, and hope that that's the comment that you hear from your constituents. Again, I wanted to be very brief in a verbal presentation. I know that you've received the report, and we'll stand for your questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, both of you and the entire board, for your great work.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Questions, anyone? Yes, Commissioner Papa.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you again, Judge Jewell and Vice Chair Strongen, for this report. My predecessor, Commissioner Colley, is the one who formed the board and appointed you, Judge Jewell. So I couldn't have had a better appointment for District 3. I'm glad you're still serving there. Thank you for your time. Thank you all for this. I have been very appreciative. At first, I remember when I was not here yet and I saw Commissioner Colley was doing it, I'm like, oh, another formation. But I have just been so pleased with the way you all have been really stand up outside of and unapologetically and unafraid to say the things that have needed to be said previous to our current sheriff and even during our current sheriff. So I just really think, our community, we need that voice. So I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful for this. We'll look into, these recommendations look like we could fall in line really easy with them. And I think that it's so important that you all exist and that we're, holding both accountable and transparent and partnership in the way you do. We could keep moving forward. And since we have such a great sheriff now implementing so many of the requests from before, we can think innovatively. You all can think innovatively about how we continue to improve and do better. But just thank you for your service and look forward to implementing some of these recommendations.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Olivas, or Vice Chair Olivas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to echo what my colleague just said about the board and the service of you all of the volunteers on here. I know that it can often seem a thankless job, but I can really say that it shows how much thought and effort you all put into this, and it's really important, I think, to recognize that and also recognize that you all have put forward both positive commentary and advisory recommendations as well. But you've acknowledged the improvements that have been made. You've acknowledged where things have gone right. And that's often so important when it comes to the culture around law enforcement and policing right now, is it's important to look at the good things happening as well as the things that might need improvement. And so I really appreciate that you all put that forward and work on that, especially the highlight that Member Layden took on the behavioral health unit and the work that the sheriff's been doing there with Ms. Dosal. It's huge. It's really important, that work, and I hope that as a commission we can continue to fund that and double down on that where it's needed to make sure that those resources are ready and available when they're needed. And so I really appreciate that. And also the highlight that you made on the corridor plans, making sure that you all keep a focus on that and let us know what you're seeing, let us know what you're hearing. It's something that, you know, I personally support. I think it's a good thing for my district and for people that live along the central corridor, and for those individuals that may be out there suffering in businesses. But, you know, you are in many ways our eyes and ears, so please keep your eye on that as you mentioned in your report. And I want to lastly just highlight how lucky we are in District 5 to have 4 members of this 9-member board, but it's actually 8. So you could say we have almost a majority there. Member Dodge, Member Layden, Member Weismer, as well as Madam Vice Chair. So I really just want to thank you all for serving. We have an amazing slate from District 5, and just we will work on getting you some additional members. Maybe not from District 5, but if it just happens to be that way.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Benson.
Thank you both, and thank you for all your work as well. This is a volunteer board. I meet regularly with Member Stewart, who speaks so well of the communication on the entire board, regardless of law enforcement experience or whatever, the different backgrounds that each of you bring. He just praises it. And it's not an easy board, especially considering, you know, with the city of Albuquerque, the police department reports straight to the mayor, whereas in the county, the sheriff is a independently elected office. And so and my thanks goes to the sheriff, Alan, as well, for being open to communication and meeting with you all, and your role to bridge the community with the sheriff's department through the county commission. It's a unique role, and so you do it very well, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Madam
all.
Chair, Commissioner Benson, we've used so many superlatives about the sheriff, and how fortuitous that we're here on National Law Enforcement Recognition Day, but I want to assure you all that there's an arm's length relationship, and those people that you appointed are not shy about asking the tough questions. So we'll continue to do that, and we'll continue to tell you when things are going well as tell you when things aren't going so well. So we appreciate that, you know, the sheriff is an elected official, and I know he appreciates the fact that we have independence from him, and that relationship remains arm's length. So thank you.
Thank you for that. And thank you for your work. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last item of communication